People from Texas to the Canadian border are cleaning up this morning after a night of tornadoes and severe thunderstorms ripped through the center of the country. Take a look at this. It's a live look at Barron County, Wisconsin, where the nasty weather left at least one person dead and dozens hurt after a tornado tore through a mobile home park.
Hey, very good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau as we get started with nonstop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And we're following breaking news this morning. The White House is reeling from yet another bombshell allegation that President Trump pressured former FBI Director James Comey to stop investigating ousted National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
The claim, which first appeared in the New York Times, is now raising questions about obstruction of justice, and lawmakers investigating Russian meddling into the 2016 election are calling on Comey to testify. Late yesterday, the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee sent a letter to the FBI requesting all memos Comey wrote about his meetings with the president.
Now, in a statement released yesterday, the White House admitted a conversation did take place, but said, quote, "The president has never asked Mr. Comey or anyone else to end any investigation involving General Flynn." Now, NBC is reporting that Comey built a paper trail documenting what he thought was President Trump's efforts to derail the FBI's investigation into potential Russian ties to his campaign.
According to a new study, the number of sex crimes committed on college campuses has nearly tripled over the last decade. Valley News Live's Nicole Johnson spoke with a young Fargo woman who says she was raped a couple weeks ago.
She didn't want to be identified, but did want to encourage other victims to be courageous and speak up.
It can happen no matter where you are. If it's your friend, an acquaintance at a party, like, it doesn't matter who it is, it can happen. And people just don't take that into consideration. They just look at you like you are to blame, like, oh, well, you went and hung out with him, so it's your own fault, like you asked for it.
Now, if you or someone you know has experienced a life crisis, there is help anytime in our area. We have a number at the bottom of your screen to a 24-hour helpline, 701-293-7273.
Time now for a check of weather and traffic on the ones at 6:51. We start with Lisa Green.
Good morning. We began with the day with a beautiful sunrise, but we are starting to see the clouds stream in. I've got the camera pointed north where we still have some brighter skies, but the clouds are moving northward and we're going to end up with some cloudy conditions for today. For a good portion of the day, though, we could get some nice breaks in the Fargo area. Temperatures in the 50s to around 63 degrees rather, for your high in Fargo, and that wind's going to be strong out of the northeast into the 20s, but some gusts into the 30s, making it feel even cooler out there for the daytime hours. So not the ideal day here, especially compared to this weekend's beautiful weather. 49 in Fargo, 48 in Grand Forks, and 55 in Fergus Falls. We've got mostly cloudy skies there. And up in Langdon, only 45 degrees and some fog that's developed. The skies have cleared, and with our recent rains and some lighter wind in that area, we're looking at that fog developing with that moisture near the surface. Some places yesterday ended up with 1 to 2 inches of rain down in the Edgeley and Ellendale areas, and up toward Langdon, they got some rain there as well with visibility at 1/4 mile. And checking out the radar and satellite picture, you can see those clouds streaming in from the south, still some clear skies up north. And this is the area where we'll more likely see the sunshine today. It's down to the southeast where we're probably going to be sucked in those clouds all day long, and chances for some rain showers too. Some scattered rain working its way north and eastward that will probably clip our southeastern viewing area at some point this afternoon or this evening. It shouldn't be too heavy, but still a bit of a nuisance for that evening drive home. So here's a quick look at your hourly planner. Expect to see some areas of sunshine, broken cloudiness, and some sunshine basically from Fargo to the northwest there, and then the rest of us stuck under the clouds all day long. This is 5 o'clock. Strong winds continue and temperatures in the 50s to low 60s, and eventually those showers do try to stream into our southeastern viewing area. Black bear sighting in Otter Tail County. Thanks, Rick, for sharing that with us. And a quick look at that 7-day planner. We don't warm up much for the rest of the week. In fact, temperatures staying in the low 60s through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, cool and perhaps rainy, and a chance for some patchy frost over the next couple of nights. Let's check in with Al.
Well, Lee's traffic is picking up out here on the Metro Interstate Loop as our clock ticks a little bit closer to the commute peak. Northbound I-29 in particular is quite busy this morning. A lot of traffic out there. Southbound I-29 pretty active as well. Out here on Interstate 94 where I am right now, both east and westbound Interstate 94 are just plain busy. Travel speeds out here right around 60 or so. Road surface is dry. Make sure you're driving carefully today. Willamette Valley today traffic.
Just about to hit 6:54. Developing for you this morning, Fargo police are still on the lookout for two boys who they believe were involved in a number of car break-ins. Police tell us it all started when they got calls from the Riverwood neighborhood around 4 a.m. yesterday. When officers arrived, they surrounded that area and found a stolen vehicle with 5 kids inside.
2 boys ran off. 3 girls were detained. The kids are accused of slashing tires and breaking into cars. If you have any information on what happened, you're asked to call police. 5 people now face charges of drugs and weapons after a traffic stop near Castleton. It happened on I-94 around 10:30 Monday night.
Cass County deputies ended up arresting Corey Fleischfresher, Alberto Carpenter, Odessa Rodriguez, Brian Grob, and Timothy Bjornson on multiple charges after finding drugs, stolen property, and a concealed weapon in the vehicle. The investigation is still ongoing. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office has now identified a body found in Lake Bemidji this week as 54-year-old Lonnie DuBois of Bemidji. His body was found in Paul Bunyan Park Monday afternoon. Police say the investigation into what happened is ongoing and they are trying to figure out the cause of death.
Fargo police are investigating an unattended death in North Fargo. It happened at 1024 North Broadway yesterday afternoon. Police say the body has been sent in for an autopsy to determine the cause of death. Minnesota's legislative leaders are back at the negotiating table in search of a budget deal. The legislature has less than a week to finalize a new 2-year budget.
But first, Governor Mark Dayton and Republicans who control the House and Senate will have to resolve the mountain of differences in their budget plans. Dayton is pushing for a $46 billion budget with more funding for programs like a preschool expansion. Republicans want a slimmer budget, but want more than $1 billion in tax cuts. North Dakota lawmakers have decided not to return to Bismarck in an attempt to override one of Governor Doug Burgum's vetoes.
Some rural lawmakers were upset when Governor Burgum vetoed a bill that would have provided $10,000 of oil money to each non-oil producing township. Burgum said the appropriation was an arbitrary and inefficient use of scarce financial resources. New this morning, officials in northern North Dakota are cleaning up a diesel fuel spill that contaminated parts of Devil's Lake. It happened at the North Dakota Army National Guard's Camp Grafton. That's in Ramsey County, just 6 miles south of Devil's Lake. According to the Department of Health, yesterday a system malfunctioned on the diesel fuel dispenser, causing nearly 1,300 gallons of fuel to leak out.
Now, authorities say they were able to contain most of the leak on the site, but about 500 gallons did go through a storm drain and into the lake. Officials are now on location monitoring and cleaning up that spill.
Entertaining the family this summer doesn't mean you have to travel very far.
Yeah, there's a brand new redesigned hotel in South Fargo that has a lot to offer for any of your staycation plans. Giving us a look inside the Delta by Marriott is the Valley Today's Christy Larson. Hi, Christy.
Good morning, guys. And I'm standing here with Carol Johnson. She's the general manager, and you guys have done an awesome job on updating things so that families, whether they're here in Fargo or maybe just a couple miles away, want to actually spend a day here too.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great place if you're in town and just want to take a nice break. You can relax throughout the hotel, have great meals. We have a water park for children and everything. Guest rooms are phenomenal. So it's just a great place. Take a break, come and stay.
And you guys actually are letting people come in here this afternoon, 3:30 to 5:30 for your grand opening event.
That's correct. We would like to have the public join us for our grand opening today, and we'll be able to showcase and show everyone around to all the changes we've made in the hotel, which is pretty amazing, from Starbucks to our guest rooms to our meeting and conference spaces, an amazing restaurant and lounge. So we'd love to have you come out 3:30, 5:30, and we can show you around and you can party with us.
Yeah, and you get a taste test, you get a feel of this kind of new look that Delta has brought to the area. And guys, again, it's going to be happening 3:30 until 5:30, and I have to say, I've been doing my walk around. I think I'm doing a staycation here this summer. So if you guys can't get a hold of me, just look for me in one of the rooms here.
Good to know. Christy Larson reporting live for us. Thank you.
You've got a chance later this morning to help out local homeless veterans. The Fargo VA is hosting its 7th annual VA 2K Walk and Roll event, all going on this morning.
Yeah, it's going on from 11 to 1. No registration is required. People are simply encouraged to bring donations to support homeless veterans. The course starts at the flagpole area by the west entrance. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: 16% of people have not changed this part of their daily routine for at least 2 years.
The answer: what they have for lunch. You can take part in our question of the morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page, where, of course, we invite you to join the conversation every Monday through Friday. Temperatures today, Lisa Green, going to be kind of a change from what we have unfortunately so easily gotten used to the last few days.
Yeah, you'll probably want to take your lunch inside today to eat, and even if it was warm, it might get blown away. We've got some stronger winds on the way today. Some gusts into the 30s to near 40 in some spots, with some steady speeds in the 20s out of the northeast. And you can see on our sky cam there's some brightness, but generally some clouds are rolling in for this morning. I'm hoping we'll get to see a little sun this afternoon, but there may be some rain showers as well in Lakes Country. Highs only in the 50s to some low 60s today.
That north wind is always
it's going to be tough.
Extra biting
right
as well. All right, Lisa, thanks. Well, the Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to get started, but the Valley Today rolls on.
We've got more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW.